Hello everyone, welcome to How To. In this video, we're going to discuss the differences between two types of electrochemical cells, namely the galvanic cell and the electrolytic cell. On the left-hand side, we have the setup of a galvanic cell. Usually, the electrodes are placed in different compartments with a salt bridge. Whereas with an electrolytic cell, we see that the two electrodes are placed in one compartment within the electrolyte. Let's compare the two cells. In a galvanic cell, we have the conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy. The opposite is true for the electrolytic cell, and we see that electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. The reaction that occurs in the galvanic cell takes place on its own, or it is a spontaneous reaction. Whereas with an electrolytic cell, we have a battery or a power source to induce the flow of electrons. Hence, the reaction that takes place within the electrolytic cell is non-spontaneous. From our previous video, we learned the term electrode, being a metal rod placed within the electrolyte. There are two types of electrodes, namely the anode and the cathode. In a galvanic cell, the anode is the negative electrode, and the cathode is the positive electrode. The opposite is true for an electrolytic cell. In this instance, the cathode becomes the negative electrode, and the anode becomes the positive electrode. This can get a bit confusing, so a good way to remember this is to remember the term panic. So don't panic, because we know that the positive is the anode in an electrolytic cell and the negative is the cathode in the electrolytic cell. And the opposite will obviously be true for the galvanic cell. Although the polarities of both the electrodes have changed between the galvanic cell and the electrolytic cell, oxidation still occurs at the anode and reduction still occurs at the cathode. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you learned the differences between a galvanic cell and an electrolytic cell, and you'll be able to identify which is which given a question. We'll be going into more depth with these kind of questions and the type of cells in our later videos. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and do also subscribe to this channel to see more of these kind of videos. I will also leave my email in the description box below, as usually is done, so that you guys can send me any feedback or questions that you may have. See you in my next video.